Welcome to Documented Strange, where every story is real, verified, and terrifying. Today's case isn't a theory. It's not a rumor. It's a classified national security crisis that left CIA agents, diplomats, and their families with brain injuries from something no one could see. And it's still happening. They never saw it coming. They never heard it. But something struck them, deep inside their heads. In late 2016, a US diplomat stepped outside his home in Havana, Cuba. He immediately felt a wave of intense pressure in his skull. Then came the nausea, the dizziness. And within seconds, he collapsed. His brain would never be the same again. He was the first, but not the last. More American officials began reporting the same symptoms, not weeks apart, days. Some said they heard a strange metallic sound just before it hit. Others heard nothing at all. But every one of them described the same thing: a sudden, invisible force, and a brain that would never fully recover. Doctors ran tests, MRIs, cognitive exams. Their findings were terrifying. Every victim showed signs of brain trauma, damaged white matter, weakened balance systems, cognitive decline, speech problems, long-term neurological symptoms. But none of them had suffered a fall. No concussion. No physical injury. Just a noise. Or pressure. Or silence. And then damage. The phenomenon spread like a virus. But it wasn't a virus. It reached Beijing, Moscow, Uzbekistan, Germany, Vietnam. Every time the target was the same: US government personnel, CIA agents, military officers, diplomats, and sometimes their families. One American officer in China described feeling a sharp blow to the head, except no one had touched him. Within hours, he was unable to walk in a straight line. He collapsed at work the next day. A CIA agent in Moscow fell unconscious in his hotel hallway. He would later lose the ability to speak clearly. In another case, a US defense official was struck in her apartment in Washington, D.C. She woke up with the same symptoms reported in Cuba: brain fog, imbalance, and piercing skull pain. It had reached American soil. Then it happened again. This time just outside the White House. An official walking across the ellipse suddenly dropped to the ground, disoriented, vomiting, panicking. Next to him, his 4-year-old daughter began screaming. She grabbed her head, cried that it hurt, then began to throw up. Both were hospitalized. No attacker was found. No device was recovered. And yet, the damage was real. Confirmed by multiple government doctors and neurologists. Brain scans from over a dozen victims revealed abnormalities identical to those found in people with traumatic brain injuries. But these people hadn't been in car crashes. They weren't boxers, or soldiers, or accident victims. They were diplomats, analysts, spies. And their brains were breaking, for no clear reason. The National Academies of Sciences released a chilling statement. After extensive investigation, their panel concluded that the most likely cause was directed, pulsed radio frequency energy. Not hysteria. Not paranoia. A real targeted attack. In 2021, Congress passed the Havana Act. Victims were granted up to $200,000 each in compensation. Why? Because the damage was undeniable. And someone had caused it. Today, the total number of reported cases exceeds 1,500. Some have been debunked. Most have not. No one has ever been arrested. No device has ever been captured. No agency has publicly taken responsibility. But the injuries keep coming. This is not speculation. Every detail you've heard is pulled from declassified US intelligence documents, peer-reviewed medical records, and direct government reports. This is not a story about what might be. It's a story about what already is. They are being attacked by something no one can see. And it's still happening. Subscribe for more real-world stories that should not exist, but do. Stay aware. Stay awake, and remember, the most dangerous weapons aren't always the ones you can see. Sometimes, they're the ones you can't even hear.